candidates for the 15th Congressional District. There are three candidates: Congressman Mike Honda, Joyce Cordi, and Peter Myers. Mike Honda was not able to be here tonight, so what we do in that case is we allow the candidate to submit a statement to be read by the moderator, which I will do in a minute. But there's no opportunity for you to ask questions of that candidate. But you can ask questions of these candidates, so we'll be writing out your questions. And if you have a question and you don't have a card, raise your hand. And when you've finished your question, hold it up and someone will get it from you. So we're going to start with the candidate statement by Mike Honda. So you have to pretend I'm Mike Honda. Hello, I am Mike Honda, and I represent California's 15th Congressional District, which encompasses much of Santa Clara County. Since you sent me to Washington in 2001, I have been fighting for issues that matter to you, such as our children's education, energy independence, fixing our health care system, immigration reform, reviving our economy, and ending the Iraq War. As a member of the House Appropriations Committee, I have ensured that your tax dollars are well spent here in Silicon Valley. Recently, I secured federal funds to equip a new crime lab for Santa Clara County. This investment will make our community safer by processing evidence faster and bringing more criminals to justice and protecting the rights of the innocent. I have also directed federal support to environmental projects that will protect our sources of drinking water and safeguard some of the Bay Area's most beautiful natural landscapes. My 30-year career as a teacher and principal in our area's schools taught me the importance of education. Now our country's rough economic times remind us that education, a competitive labor force, and a sound economy are inextricably linked. To address this, I have introduced legislation with Senator Barack Obama that will help our children improve learning in science, math, and other technology-related fields. I have also worked on legislation with Senator Clinton that would help newcomers integrate into our society through English language acquisition and civics programs. I am proud of my record representing you in Congress. After 8 years of failed Republican policies from the White House and 12 years of Republicans running Congress, we all know that our country needs a new direction. It is time for a change. I need your vote to help bring change. Your issues are my priorities, and I humbly ask for your renewed support. I am Mike Honda, and I approve this statement. So that is his opening statement, and now we will hear from Mr. Myers.
Okay. Myers.
Myers.
So I'd like to first off thank the League of Women Voters, Cupertino Television, and everyone who's attended, and everyone watching on television. It's unfortunate that Mike Honda isn't able to join us because we sort of have to take the things he said at face value. I agree with Mike Honda and Barack Obama. There is a need for change. I think that's why we're running. What Mike Honda just said were the things that he's run for. The Democrats and Republicans, the two-party system, have failed to deliver in the last 8 years. But of course, we'll talk more about that as we go on. My name is Peter Myers. I'm the Green Party candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives. I am originally from Los Gatos, and I graduated from Los Gatos High School, attended Boston University with a degree in journalism and international relations. I then served as a Peace Corps volunteer for 2 years in the Republic of Moldova, which is a former Soviet republic in Eastern Europe. There, I learned the values of peace. I learned the values of international understanding, the values of going and connecting with people in a peaceful way. And when I came back in 2007, I was disappointed to see that my government didn't place the same value on international understanding, on communication between nations and between people. Instead, you see, especially in the last few weeks, what the two-party system has brought to this country. Right now, the two parties have passed the bailout plan, which is basically covering them after decades of mismanagement of the entire economy. What you've had for decades in the two-party system is mismanagement of funds. I believe our federal budget deficit for this year is over $400 billion. And of course, we'll be able to talk about all those things as we go.
Ms. Cordi.
In January 2009, should start by thanking the League for providing this opportunity, as well as Cupertino Television, and to really express my regret that while we had to pass this bailout bill without real deliberation so that Congress could recess and return to its districts in order to explain that and other things to the voters that can't be with us tonight. In January 2009, Congress will need to act boldly to revitalize our economy, develop a plan to achieve energy independence, and reform or rebuild our K-12 education system. Real change will require a House of Representatives made up of thoughtful Americans who are not afraid of new and different ideas, who understand local and global economics, and are prepared to be held accountable by the voters, not for their rhetoric, but for their actions. It's easy to blame an unpopular president for the current economic mess, but the fact is that Congress is equally or more responsible. Consumer debt levels, the rising global demand for oil have been, and the national debt have been rising steadily over the last 20 years, while a generation of congressional representatives put their own political fortunes ahead of the people's interests, or lack the skills to understand the growing risks to our domestic economy and national security. The patriots who wrote our system of representative democracy into the U.S. Constitution were not professional politicians. They were doctors, lawyers, farmers, and businessmen who felt that public service was the obligation of every citizen. I offer myself as a candidate for California's 15th Congressional District in that spirit. As a technology...
Thank you. Your time has expired. But maybe you can continue with this and answering the questions. But we do have to keep to the time limit.